Okay, so we're going to explore Microsoft's speech recognition. So this is a feature of Windows. It's been built into Windows for some time now. And this is what Camtasia uses to do its speech recognition and its speech to text. Okay, so it's all in here. So I'm in Control Panel, Windows Control Panel, and I'm clicking the speech recognition icon. And a few things pop up. So there's Start Speech Recognition. There's Set Up Your Microphone, Take a Speech Tutorial, Train Your Computer to Better Understand You, and obtain or open a speech reference card. So the first thing you should probably do is set up the microphone. Okay. Now I'm just using the microphone built into my laptop. So I'm going to go Other here. I'm not using a headset. I'm not using a desktop microphone. I'm just going to go Other. Maybe that's the best one. Maybe I should choose desktop microphone. Who knows? Okay. Just give it a try and see which one works best. Okay. So proper microphone placement, stay at a constant distance is basically it, and speak evenly. And you've got to read this sentence here. Okay, so you've got to read this sentence. Peter dictates to his computer. He prefers it to typing and particularly prefers it to pen and paper. Okay, that's it. So that was Microsoft's speech recognition setting the audio levels and audio quality settings. So now our microphone should be set up. Take a speech tutorial. Learn to use your computer with speech, learn basic commands and dictation. Okay, so you can use your computer to open Windows Explorer, open Internet Explorer. You can run programs and all sorts of things by voice commands, and that's how you do it through there. But we're not going to do that for this. We're more interested in the training your computer. So train your computer to better understand you is where we're going. So we're going to click on that link. Okay, welcome to speech recognition voice training, and we'll just go next. The computer is learning the sound of my voice as I speak, and I'm just going to read out what it says here. Okay, so the computer is learning the sound of my voice as I speak. This will help the computer better recognize what I say. Speech recognition can recognize many speakers very accurately, but training the computer will provide an even better experience. Resume. But training the computer will provide an even better experience. There will be fewer mistakes when dictating and when I give voice commands such as correct that, go to the end of the sentence and start WordPad. The system will be better able to understand what I say. The system will be better able to understand what I say. Okay, we'll try again. The system, some advice for speech recognition users. Some advice for speech recognition users. By now, you have probably already used speech recognition a little. There are many ways to become more proficient with speech recognition. One way is to make sure the computer hears you. You should practice articulating well. Consider speaking like a newscaster on television or on the radio. See, I put an accent on there and I didn't understand. Consider speaking like... that style of speaking usually works well for speech recognition. Many dictation mistakes are caused by the user not speaking clearly. Ensure also that the microphone is always positioned correctly. The boom is on the headset. The boom on a headset microphone should be 1 inch away from your mouth. Otherwise, the sound of your voice will not be recorded well. Think of when a friend called you on the telephone, but did not speak directly into the microphone or into the phone. You probably had a hard time understanding what was said. If you think you may have a poor quality microphone, consider using a better microphone. consider using a better microphone. Another way to improve your dictation experience is by fixing mistakes efficiently. The correction dialogue is designed to make correcting text even easier and faster. The correction dialogue is designed to make correcting text easier and faster. If the computer recognizes further as father, do not select father. Resume. 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 Do not say select father, followed by saying further, followed by saying further, followed by saying further. Instead, just say correct father. Resume. 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 Instead, just say correct father. You will probably see the word you want in a list that appears. You will probably see the word you want in the list that appears. If you don't see the word in the list, just speak the word again. If you still can't see the word after you say it again, if you still can't see the word after you say it again, you can say spell it. The spelling dialogue is very efficient and powerful. The spelling dialogue is very efficient and powerful. You can say A as in apple or A as in Adam. You can say A as in apple or A as in... You can also say 3 to edit letter 3. Or you can say delete to delete the current letter. Or you can say delete to delete... And you can say insert to insert a letter. Just say OK when you get the word you want. Just say OK. The computer will learn from the correction. The computer will learn from the correction. The computer will be unlikely to make the same dictation mistake again. The computer will be unlikely to make the... Another way to improve your dictation experience is to learn So I've paused it here. I'm thinking this thing's going off the rails quite a lot here. I seem to need to repeat some things, and then other times it's getting it correct, and other times when I think I need to repeat it because that kind of bit of speech isn't going away, I get halfway through, repeating it again, and then it disappears and goes on to the next item. So I'm not convinced this is working well. I might have to do it again. Anyway, I'll click resume now. If there are 2 instances of the word apple in a document, if there are 2 instances of the word apple in the document, and you say select apple, and you say select apple, goodness me, and you will see that each instance of the word apple has a box over it. To select the word you want, say the number of the word followed by OK. Followed by OK. If a menu appears and you want to get rid of it, simply say cancel to dismiss the menu. Simply say cancel to dismiss the menu. To scroll down the page in a document, just say scroll down. Scroll down. To scroll down the page in the document, just say scroll down. If you don't know the name of the program you want to switch to, just say switch application. You can then choose the one you want from the list on the screen. This concludes the tips for speech recognition training session. To read about more tips, look in the help documentation for speech. Okay, so that's it for pass one. What sort of faith do I have that it's really recognised my voice? Well, I would say not much from that. It seemed to do some things well, and I was speaking as clearly as I can and articulating as well as I can. Okay, I'm not the best speaker or the best articulator, but I was doing the best I could. And I'm still not convinced it learned my voice very well, because I was having to repeat things, and then halfway through repeating some things, it would go on to the next item. So I'm not really sure. So I'm going to click more training and continue. But if your speech recognition went well, maybe you could end it there. But I'll end it there for this video. But in private now, I'm going to do more training. Okay, so I just completed another round of speech recognition training. Oops. in control panel there, and it definitely understood things a lot better this time around. Okay, so far fewer errors, far fewer mistakes, and it definitely understood things a lot better. So I highly recommend you train your computer to better understand you. I'd suggest do that at least twice, and apparently the more times you do it, the better. So if you do it 3 or 4 times, it will get even better at understanding you. So definitely recommend you do that multiple times, not just once. Okay, so I've done it twice now. I might even go ahead and do it a 3rd time, but the 2nd time through, it was much better. It understood me much better. As far as I could tell anyway, it seemed to understand when sentences were ending better, and phrases I was saying, it seemed to recognise when I was finished speaking better as well. I didn't have to repeat things. So hopefully that means it understood me better. Okay, but I'll probably work through it a 3rd time, and then I'll look at using the speech to text again in Camtasia, and we'll see how we go. So I'll just go through the training again just to show you how much it has improved. Okay, speech is the main way people bond and learn from each other. The way we speak affects the way we communicate with each other. On the telephone, in the movies, and on radio, television and the internet. Supported by the mouse and keyboard, speech is slowly becoming one of the primary ways we interact with computers. The technology that allows us to control computers via speech is still very new, especially when you consider that the ultimate goal of speech recognition technology is to make talking to a computer as natural as talking to another human being. This requires the computer to both be able to understand human speech and to simulate human speech. Understanding human speech is called speech recognition. Simulating human speech is called text-to-speech conversion. When people first started making speech recognition software, they designed it to take large numbers of incoming phone calls. This was a good place to start because recognizing the caller's speech meant recognizing only a few different responses, each suggested by the software. Text-to-speech conversion also worked well in telephone systems. The system usually only had to simulate short, precise phrases. Short and precise phrases are easier to pronounce for text-to-speech conversion systems. Personal computers are now beginning to do a good job for speech recognition and text-to-speech conversion. Personal computers allow users to complete a wide variety of tasks. But for all of their virtues, computers understand speech differently than human beings. Computers understand words by analysing sound waves, and they understand sentences by judging how likely it is that certain words will appear next to each other. The more efficient or the more different things a computer has to listen for, the harder it is to accurately recognise what a person might say. On the telephone, a caller is expected to respond to a prompt with concise information. In this case, the software usually knows exactly what to listen for, such as an account number, a zip code, or a departure city. Using the computer, people can do many things at any given time. We can even do many things simultaneously. We can chat with a friend and read a news article at the same time, Since the software doesn't know what we're doing or what we'll do next, it has to assume that what we might say just about anything at any given time. This challenge becomes even more complicated when people dictate to the computer. The computer has to be ready to recognize anything we might say, even if it has nothing to do with what we just said. Or we're just not dictating, but still talking. Personal computers handle this problem by dividing up what a user might say into commands and dictation. The computer limits the number of commands we can speak at any given time. The computer listens for only a small set of commands. The computer listens only for a small set of commands that we can apply to what we're doing. When we're working on something that allows us to dictate text, the computer still tries to interpret what we say as a command. If the computer doesn't recognize what we say as a command, it will interpret the speech as dictation. The computer then enters this dictation into the current program as text. This concludes the speech recognition background information training session. To learn more about speech recognition, look in the help documentation for speech. Okay, so you can see that went much better than the first round of speech recognition. So it's definitely worth running through that Train Your Computer to better understand you multiple times. I've done it 4 times now. After the first time, second, third and fourth all worked about equally well. But the second time it definitely worked a lot better than the first. Third and fourth, really no noticeable improvement, but maybe things are improving behind the scenes. So it's definitely worth working through it at least twice. And if you find your computer still doesn't understand you very well, work through it a third and a fourth time and see how it goes. Okay, so we'll get into Camtasia now and do some text-to-speech, see how it goes.